Hi everyone. This is a video mostly for my AI because it's going to be very personal on my past. So much so we are going to start in 2010, which is 14 years ago, like a while. And we are going to do a similarity of all these years, what I was doing, and how I'm perceiving a parallelism between my 2010s and 2020s. And it's pretty good because then we can actually like put very clear a structure and we can measure very nicely where I was, where I am, and I fully believe this is going to help me predict what's going to happen in the next years. Okay, so, and it's a very fun way as well to get to know each other and know how did I arrive here. And for those that don't know anything about me, I'm Carlito Fluito, Carlos Alcalá. I'm the founder of Playcamp, and I'm the writer of this book, 13 Letters since 2013, which, fun enough, the book starts here, as you can imagine by the title. And at this moment of history, we are here. So we are going to do a brief, quick map, okay? So, fun fact, in 2010, I started my studies in psychology. So this was like my first year of the studies on psychology. And it was characterized by loneliness, but a spark of motivation and happiness for new beginnings, okay? But new beginnings with a lot of hope, and then things happen. But very interesting here. Second year, broken heart. Well, this was a fucking mess of a year. Broken heart, loneliness square, and yeah, I was in Salamanca doing the second year of the university, and yeah, good, like really good academically here. This academically not so good, but still pretty nice. 12, well, there was women. I moved to Barcelona here, and there were like a lot of women focus, and I deviate a bit from the psychology. Okay, this was my third year of psychology, and I deviate a bit. I was good. I was growing. I was traveling. That was pretty good. Like in terms of life experience, nice. 13. I was in Leuven, and this was my fourth year of university, and I was in Leuven, and this was like a big spiritual insight. This was like big, and also love. I mean, the whole book basically starts here, and I go from being depressed to have like a super strong spiritual experience to start healing many things of my past and find this powerful relationship, super healing. 14, very interesting, moved to Denmark, moved to Copenhagen, understand the value of, well, the relationship broke with Vicky, and then I got these friendships, so we could say friends. Very important. Also my artistic career, let's say, I focus more in my artistic career, and yeah, and I travel, big life experience. I was more on my own, more independent. Pretty solid. Pretty good year. A lot of growth, a lot of pain, but very interesting. 15. I was in Jaén. I was back to positive psychology. In terms of career, artistic career, I did the musical. And it was like very angry somehow, and I was with this Italian girl, with Pancholina Irene. So this year was more focused on staying on a place of discomfort, but acting on my artistic purpose. Let's say like this, and growing, like getting this positive psychology, because I needed them. I needed. It was good academically to get that, to go for the PhD that came later. So 16, I was in Valladolid. This was a bit of a gap year because I was obsessed with the psychology of religion, and I was there on the studying spirituality and psychology. This was really interesting year, by the way, because I was going every day to the library, having different jobs, hustling, surviving, being in Valladolid and traveling a lot with Erasmus Plus. So I make a lot of friends internationally and also different women internationally. Very interesting year as well. Now 17, first year of the first year as a researcher actually. Researcher, but I'm first in Brussels as well. And here I was working a lot because I was in the yoga studio and I was also in the taking care of kids, doing these artistic classes with them. And I was in the researcher and I was working as a bartender, like hustling hard, like work. Very interesting year as well. As you can see, there was many things in many directions. But yeah, it's amazing. Like I was having the money and having the research and so here I did the Vipassana also, which I believe is an important step in my spiritual development. Pretty important. And this was like in the summer before starting with the PhD, first year. And here was okay. The first year was fine. I had to cut many things, but at the same time I was doing some dance and I was saving a lot of money. I don't even remember the summer. Well, Silvia was here definitely in terms of relationship, and I had different girls. It was nice, and I was doing a lot of reading Harari, understanding the world a bit better. Interesting year. But imagine that I don't remember so much. And this was decently close. It's not that long ago. It's good that I have so many letters because then I can remember. Yeah, the power of not now. I have a lot of writing here. 19. This is the second year of the PhD. Here things get ugly. Yeah, and COVID-19 started here at the end of the year, but at the beginning of the year, I had the Alisilla here in the summer, which was, but things got fucked up already. During the year, I was feeling lonely, sleeping on the office. This was already down. This was pretty fucked up throughout the year. It seems things went well, money went well, finances, but life-wise, oops, it was going pretty badly. And this was the wake-up call from the universe. So 2020, got the decision, non-PhD, quit with the PhD, because the toxic relationship was horrible. And I want to put the parallel and the beginnings here now, because I believe this was the learning phase, and now is the earning phase. And you will see hey, but you had jobs and you were earning. Guys, this money that I did here, I think is going to be exponentially here. Honestly, we are here 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Just so to speak, I was barely making any money these years. And you are going to see how I have done a decent amount of cash here. And now it's starting. And this is the beginning. This is where I got my first success as an artist. I got a prize. And I got my prize already here. I got a clear point of this is the right way. And this was a learning year, but then the money came here. So I'm patient, guys. I'm patient because I think it's going to be like 100x. Like if I was doing 2,000 per month, I can do 200,000 per month here easily. So I can actually do 200,000 per month here. Anyways, so non-PhD here, and this is my learning because I was doing the Sam Owens course. So here I start my entrepreneurial journey almost by myself. I had done a bit of consulting here. Here was India. India was pretty important as well. And I was doing some counseling or coaching, whatever. I was doing coaching already in 2016. Almost 10 years ago, 8 years ago, I was doing coaching, by the way. So, non-PhD, Sam Owens, Raining Rosas, so artist, and I finished this year, just imagine, I finished the year in Zambia. Like how crazy this can be, that I started the year doing a PhD on Brussels, and in less than a year, there is a pandemic, and I finished the year on Zambia. And here, there's a funny story here, where I was in the poorest, most dangerous neighborhood in Zambia, and I'm like locked in this house that they are watching Indian telenovelas, like soap operas, and I'm like, what the fuck I'm doing here? Like people are having fun, it's New Year's Eve, and everyone is around, and I had this guy, which I was supposed to have like a very like unique experience in this very dangerous neighbor, and I'm here on the living room looking at soap operas, falling asleep. It's like no way. And you know, when the New Year's Eve happens, like at 0 a.m., I'm like, I'm done, guys. I'm leaving this place. I'm going to my place, and I start walking, and all the family of this African guy is like, it's so dangerous. Like, let us follow you, let us follow you. And I'm like, no, I'm going alone, and I'm going alone, and I'm going alone. And they came with me, and I was like jumping around the neighborhood because everything was like flooded. Because of there was rain, there is heavy rains, and there was full of puddles, and I was jumping through walls and everything, and the family was following me. And at some point, I stepped on a puddle, and I put my whole leg into the puddle. It was like, whoo! And I was so pissed. I was just walking, and like not even considering that both of my feet were soaked, and I just had put all my leg into this puddle, and I'm like, I'm just going to leave this place now. And I reached a taxi, and there was a guy that was like kind of chasing me a bit, and it was a bit of a dangerous situation. I got the taxi and I went to my place, and I got so pissed that when I arrived home, I was with my friends from Denmark here, and I did this Osho meditation, like 6 steps, and I was shouting and screaming and hitting the pillow, but I slept really well. So that was the beginning of 2021. And I was in Zambia, and in Zimbabwe. This was very interesting. I opened an NGO here, and towards the middle of the year, I decided to focus on Raining Rosas and do an online business properly. And then Plane Camp appeared on my life, and I was like, let's do Plane Camp, let's go to Europe, let's do the tour. So I came back to Europe towards August. I left Jessica here, which was love, Jessica. I went to Europe, tried to do the Plane Camp tour, didn't work, and said like, okay, now you have to do something with your life, brother. Like you were in Zambia, projects in Zambia, being a bit on Denmark and such. But as something, you know, like Plane Camp is a good idea, but obviously there is not so much knowledge about how to run business successfully. So, 1st of January, took a dose of psilocybin big as fuck, like psilocybin super high, and around here I already know about Jason Mark Campbell, which I had written here, Jason, and And yeah, well, I did some Mind Valley playing camps over here, and I went to Germany for the workshop on theater and circus. So, start working with Jason Mark Campbell on, like, I started the year like fully. I'm going to focus this year on Raining Rosas, and this business is going to work yes or yes. In 3 months, get a job with Jason, and then get the life. Get this 2,000 per month. But so get this level of wealth here, but with way better conditions. And way better conditions meaning I was traveling around and I was free and the job was easy and Jason was super friendly. All the money I was earning here, but with the digital nomad life with a nice boss, which was my client, and amazing, like fully amazing life, really. But there was one thing missing: love. Love was missing. So just to try to drive the point home and do some parallelisms, women love was also lacking here. And here I had the life. I was in Barcelona, everything was nice, and I was kind of focused on the business, which was here also focused on the business. So this is what was going on. And I finished this year in Leuven, which is relevant as well, because I finished this year in Bali. And here there was like a big event on the summer. So I don't remember summer so well, but I believe I was traveling through Spain here. Here I went to Mind Valley U for the first time. And then Jason paid me the trip and I finished the year in Bali. So let's see parallelisms here before jumping into this two where we are. Actually no, I'm going to finish and then we do the parallelisms. So going to Mind Valley U in the summer, and then after that Jason tells me come to Bali, and I'm like fucking yes, but first I go to Zambia and then I go to Bali. Boom. And then in Bali, 1st of January, I took this amazing psilocybin also in the beach, and I'm like, brother, in 1 year I went from being on the on the forest of Spain, which was basically like a side road of Spain, like lying down, to be in Bali on this extremely nice beach in Gili, tripping away. And then AI appeared. Well, AI appeared a bit earlier, but yeah, here it was too obvious. AI was there. I automate most of the tasks and the job that I was doing, and then I realized, brother, the way to go is Plane Camp. So in May, I focus on Plane Camp, and in 2-3 months, I'm doing Plane Camps all over Southeast Asia, and it's time to come back to Europe. Mind Valley U number 2. There is no more Jason, but there is like a couple of trips on Europe. I go to France and I go to Amsterdam, and at the end I'm like, Madrid is the place to be. So I choose to be in Madrid, and here's how we arrived here. I took my psilocybin on the 1st of January, also in the same place, because now we are going to start seeing parallelisms here and jumps. I mean, I don't know about 2025, but I have some ideas. So, and then I'm hustling like crazy in Madrid. This is Madrid, and I'm hustling, and eventually I win my first prize, which is doing a Plane Camp with Airbus, and now some allegedly failures. It's not failures, but some of the clients fail. So clients fail, but this, it never remember on the story, which is same as this. There was some success, but also failures, because I failed some, this was archetype kinetics. Some things were good, some things were bad. The difference here is archetype kinetics, I'm doing it alone. So this is a lesson also. But I'm doing it also more strategically, and I'm building a team which is more, I'm the leader. So, zoop. Where am I seeing cycles in these 10-year cycles? Here I'm seeing cycles. And this is definitely 100% human psychology doing its best to make meaning of something. Because probably if I divide this into 5s, I could see also cycles somehow. But now it's for me it's super obvious. Because I was learning, like these 4 years was about learning, because it was the university. And was about learning psychology among other many other things. And for me, these 4 years, which is actually 5, by the way. For those that are more intelligent than me in mathematics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 years are like learning, while these 5 were earning, by the way. So I was learning business, yes, because I stopped with the PhD, which was like stopping with the secondary education or bachelor or whatever, and then starting the university. So in my case, the university was definitely Sam Owens. Change of life, I went to Salamanca. Here I went to Valladolid, and later on traveling, doing the performances, which was more artistic, and eventually finishing in Zambia, which in this case was tough. But yeah, definitely I was learning a lot of psychology, and I was studying like crazy, like pretty obsessed. And I was doing some travelings. But then second year in Zambia, I mean, I learned so much about business and about organizations and about international life and about being in Zambia. It's like, this is such a life experience. And in my case here, I was like with my broken heart, feeling lonely in Salamanca, which wasn't that much growth, but I learned a lot about psychology. So let's say that I was learning something very valuable here in this second year of the School of Life, and the dermatitis is attacking me. I'm myself attacking myself. So I was learning here such a valuable lessons, which I was doing here. But then it's like traveling, changing again to a new exotic location. And in my case here, in business-wise, it's like finding this super nice opportunity of working with Jason. And traveling around and going to Mind Valley, seeing what is possible. And the same trips that I was doing in the summer, going around Spain, here I was already going around the world, going to Zambia, going to Bali. So this is the level of niceness that I can get, which was like life in Barcelona, right? Women wasn't working so much, so I did this. This is pretty important. I did the Identity 101 here with Ezequiel. That was like a huge learning growth process. And then boom, I end up in Leuven, which was like my dream. Like, fuck, I'm living in Europe, this is amazing, I'm living like the European lifestyle. But it hit me really hard, and then I had the depression, but I met Vicky, but I had the spiritual experience. It was amazing. So it happened here that I went to Bali, and I had this enchantment somehow with the whole entrepreneurship, but then I was hustling a lot with the AI, and there were some girls here. But then I found, I believe my realization here is coming back to playing camp, to realize like this is it. The same way as I had this spiritual psychology realization with the spirituality, like this is it, I found the love, and then with Vicky I found the love. I believe here I found the love with the playing camp. And well, I went to Mind Valley U the second time, but this has been like just playing camp, purely playing camp from here, in a very similar way as it was like an obsession of spirituality and Taoism actually. It's just like 10 years, like rediscovering Tao after 10 years and embodying Tao. Like, just imagine how difficult it is to actualize Tao into an activity. Because Tao is like the Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao, but then how can you put that into action? Because it's the doer that doesn't do, or the speaker that doesn't speak. This is the point of where I am at playing camp, where we are not going to speak, we are going to play, and this is going to be Tao. We are going to Tao. This is the way I should present the playing camp. We are going to Tao for a while, guys. And this is my obsession with Tao here, that I did the jump to, this was from learning and discovering Tao to enacting Tao, which is what I'm doing now, which I'm like actualizing the playing camp. And in that case was Friends, which is the team that I'm building. And yeah, having a first success as an artist, which has been this first success with Airbus, that I have already done it. So what we have now is it's a year of work, of good things, middle things, things apparently good and such. I'm going to work my ass off, because what is coming, guys? I want to go to Silicon Valley, guys. Like, if I can go, if things go half okay, I'm going to go to Silicon Valley on January. Like, I don't doubt it. I'm going to get my balls tripping on Silicon Valley on the 1st of January. I'm going to take some ADHD pills for Silicon Valley. This is that's going to be my success. Taking psilocybin the 1st of January in Silicon Valley. Now I have a goal, very clearly. In a very similar way that here it was entering the Master of Positive Psychology. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, because there I'm gonna make money. The same way I was doing a solo and then I was doing a musical here I've been doing a solo. And I won my prize with Airbus, but imagine if I do a musical with how many people, and I can do a playing camp in Silicon Valley with all the team in 1 year. And not do it with anger anymore, but just with the love and support of a person. And people that believe on me, right? And woof, the next, I don't know, like maybe the same way that I was doing like a year of working on the library, finding these stages and everything, maybe I go global here. If this goes half well, like working on Google, working on Meta, working on OpenAI, if this goes half well, I might go global here. Like, fuck everything, brother, just go global. That's it, man. Like, as quick as things go, I might go global here. Which going global here means like the enacting of the strategy goes here. So these 3 years will be like hustling hard. I'm making so much money, I cannot think. Maybe it's up to the million per month. I don't know. Don't want to say, I want to say, yeah. But yeah. And as it has been predicted, I think it's 10 years. Okay, let me check this. I think this is important. Let me see this. Because here the date of the city, when is it? This is 2031, okay. So I have until here to build the city. I think I'm doing good. 1, 2, 3, I'm doing good. Guys, it was so good to do this with you, because I think I'm doing pretty good. There is some gap years, I don't want to think about them now, but I want to think about going to Silicon Valley on the 1st of January and starting a global strategy on the 26th. Sounds like a plan. Okay, having said this, this video is over. I might go to sleep, might work, I don't know. Love, playing camp.